All right, what's up, guys? A lot of good feedback on a lot of the videos I've been doing, and I know a lot of you guys wanted to see a reload with the Glock 19, and a couple questions about the wallet I carry. But for me right now, I wanted to take a minute and talk to you guys about why I carry in a wheelchair. Now, a lot of people tell me, they're like, oh, no one's gonna ever, you know, hurt you because you're in a wheelchair. Well, you know what? In my head, I'm the perfect target. And I always will be, because obviously I'm not gonna walk again. So if I was walking down the street and I wanted to rob somebody, I'm a predator. Predators go after I don't want to say weakest, but what they perceive as the weakest of a group. I'm in a wheelchair, and like I said, this usually applies to people who are in a wheelchair. So I always say, if I was going to rob somebody, I would rob myself. There's really no question about it. I am an easy target. It is very hard for me and other people in wheelchairs to fight back. So in reality, if someone's going to rob somebody, they're going to rob somebody who's in a wheelchair. I don't care what other people say. And the person who is robbing it, they don't have a sane mind to them. They're a criminal. They're looking to do harm to somebody else. Namely, what they perceive and what they look at as the weakest person. And I hate to say it, but people in wheelchairs, yeah, it's not exactly easy for us to defend ourselves. One push in the wrong direction could land us on our back. So that's why I carry. That's why I usually have, besides a firearm, a knife on me to protect myself and my family. I have a wife, I have a kid, I have a kid. If you see me walking down some strange alley and you want to rob somebody, well, who are you going to rob? Are you going to rob that big guy who looks like a bouncer, who's, absolutely ginormous by himself? Maybe. Or are you going to try, who could fight back a little bit more? Or are you going to rob a guy in a wheelchair? You're going to hurt a guy in a wheelchair who has a kid and a wife. You do the math on that one. So, and like I said, I really hate to say it, but people in wheelchairs, we are and can be more of a prime target for those people who want to do harm, who want to commit a crime, who want to steal your money, who want to steal your wallet, who want to actually take something that is not theirs. So I carry not only to protect myself, but to protect my family. And I always hear a lot from people, well, do you really think that could happen? You live in a small town. It could be somebody who's passing through. It could be somebody you don't know. Hopefully you don't know them. If one of your friends rip you off, that's a different story. But I just wanted to kind of explain to everybody out there why I feel it is important to carry as a disabled person, because you don't know what's going to happen. And as much as people in wheelchairs hate to say, I don't have a disability, I don't have this, I don't have that, guess what? We are still going to be victims, and we are a prime target to be a victim. There's no question about that. Like I said before, if I was going to rob somebody, would I want to rob somebody who's 6'5", 230 pounds that looks like a linebacker? Or am I going to want to rob somebody who's in a wheelchair? Am I going to want to beat somebody up who's in a wheelchair? Yeah, you can say, well, do you go to a bar with it? Occasionally I do. There have been many times when I have come home from the bar and I am unarmed. Someone tried to start something with me. And I had to, quote unquote, walk away. But until that happens to you, it's a scary feeling to know that somebody could just come up to you, punch you in the face, knock you out of your chair, and what do you have to defend yourself if you are unarmed? And by no means am I advocating going to the bar, getting drunk with a firearm. That's not what this is about. This is about why I feel personally that somebody in a wheelchair should consider carrying. And what it comes down to is, besides the fact that I fear for my safety, my family's safety, I also fear for everybody out there who's in a wheelchair, their safety. It's a crappy world we live in, that somebody's gonna want to rip somebody off who's disabled. Scares you. So that's just kind of my take. It's a really quick take on it, but I don't see it too far as from the truth. So, obviously, if you want to hear more, like, share, subscribe, and I'll do my best to, do what I can to make videos about, what everybody else wants to hear, see. Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.